Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew from Fantasy 8 here to give you the top 15 third basemen for the 2018 fantasy baseball season. And the obvious number one is obviously Nolan Arenado. 37 home runs, 130 RBIs, 309 average. 3 years in a row now of at or over 130 RBIs. He's the clear number one choice. Not a lot more to say about him other than he is the clear number one choice. Number two, we got Kris Bryant. Despite the down year, his OPS was actually higher than his 2016 season, even though the home runs were down. Obviously, the RBIs were down. I think both will rebound going into 2018. It's just too good of a lineup, and he's too good of a player not to rebound in the home run department. Number three, we got Josh Donaldson, who hit 33 home runs in 113 games while batting .270, got 78 RBIs. This is going to be his age 32 season. The lineup is depleted around him, but he still should produce. He's Josh Donaldson. He'll hit a lot of home runs for you. Number four, we got Freddie Freeman, who's eligible at third for the first time because of the Matt Adams at first and Freddie Freeman at third base last year. I think he has more potential, power potential than he has shown. He did hit 28 home runs in 117 games, and obviously the lineup could get a lot better around him if players like Acuna come up and are successful right away. So he could be in a very good middle of the lineup for Atlanta. Number five, we got Jose Ramirez, who's only eligible at second and third this year. He had an insane amount of doubles. He had 56 doubles. He probably reaches more than 20 home runs, but I think it's more towards the bottom end of the 20 rather than more towards 30. Steals could give him an edge over the other two guys I listed on it, but I felt number five was the right spot for Jose Ramirez. Number six, we got Alex Bregman. You got no discount on draft day for Bregman. He's going pretty early. He could see a breakout season in 2018, although people have pretty much noticed that he did break out last year despite the rough first half. He had 19 home runs, 17 steals, so he was almost a 2020 man, and he batted .284 doing it. Hit a lot of doubles, and he's eligible at shortstop. But I don't consider positional eligibility when doing these rankings. I'm ranking him solely as a third baseman, and that puts him at number 6. Number 7, we got Anthony Rendon. He's in a great lineup, and he'll mix in a steal here and there. He only had 7 last year, but he can reach the 10s. You know, he does have that speed, and he got to the century mark in century mark in RBIs. I wish it was home runs. 25 home runs last year, over 300 average. Just a solid player. And then this kind of rounds out the top 8. You got your top 5, and then you got your 6 through 8 kind of tier. And number 8 is Justin Turner, who had a better slugging percentage in his 27 home run season in 2016. Obviously in a great lineup in LA. He did mix in 7 steals last year, 322 average. He had a much higher average in the first half, but he did have some injuries last year. Then number 9, we have Travis Shaw, who had a great 30-10 season, over 30 home runs. He had 10 steals, batting .273, and he again got over the century mark. And the Milwaukee Brewers are a sneaky good lineup. You have guys like Domingo Santana, Ryan Braun if he's healthy, VR if he bounced back. You know, you have a decent lineup there, and then you have up-and-coming guys like Lewis Brinson, Brett Phillips, you know, all that. And it could make a very solid lineup, and Shaw should have another great season going into 2018. Number 10, we got Rafael Devers, or Devers. Devers or Devers. He had 10 bombs and 222 at-bats. He's got to learn to lay off the high pitch. That's the biggest step forward for him. If he can take that step forward, he could definitely rank higher on this list. He does have a lot of power potential. Obviously, he's playing in a great division and ballpark in Fenway. Number 11, we got Mike Moustakas, who still has not signed with the team yet. He had a career year in his contract year, and it really depends on where he lands. We don't know where he's going to land yet, but he hit 38 home runs in Kauffman Stadium. That's not easy to do. 85 RBIs, 272 average. I don't think he repeats this. I think this would be a career year, but I do think he could reach 30 home runs pretty easily again because he has that kind of power. Number 12, we got Miguel Sano, who would be ranked higher if not for the suspension possibilities. That's a huge if right now on the plate for him. If he will, the suspensions could loom. He's got huge power potential. He had 28 home runs in 114 games, and he's in a young, good Minnesota lineup with Eddie Rosario, Brian Dozier, all those guys. So if he's not suspended, he could have been higher on the list. I probably would have put him ahead of Devers and Moustakas, but with a looming suspension, he's at number 12. Number 13, Cal Seager, whose BABIP was about 30 points lower than normal, and I think that explains a little bit of why the average was down. Normally he's a 270-ish batter hitter, but he batted 249 last year. But the home runs were still there, and so were the RBIs, and he's in a better lineup than he was last year. Obviously, they upgraded with D. Gordon and Ryan Healy, which should give him more RBI chances, more run chances, more counting stats, basically, for Cal Seager. Number 14, we have Matt Carpenter, who is way more valuable if you're in an OBP league. The average should rebound some. Like Cal Seager, his BABIP was down slightly, about 30 points. He batted 241 last season, 23 home runs, and he didn't reach 100 runs. It was only 91 runs last year. But look for a Matt Carpenter rebound in 2018. And then finally, the ageless wonder, number 15, Adrian Beltre. This is his age 39 season. It's a pretty meh lineup. They do have some youth in Willie Calhoun. They got Shin-Chu Chu. But it's really a meh lineup, but it's obviously a good ballpark. 71 RBIs last year in only 91 games. He had 17 home runs, 71 RBIs in 91 games while batting .312, which is really, really good. As he said before, he's just an ageless wonder. So if you want to hit me up on Twitter, I'm at FantasyA1, or you can always email me at fantasya1@gmail.com. For Fantasy 8, I'm Andrew, and thanks for watching.